Good morning. Craig Howard here. Happy to be with you again this morning. Um, I read a story about a guy who he was at a hockey game with his wife, 45 years old, had had a kidney transplant. He was connected with the team sort of loosely. Professional hockey. I don't know if it was semi-pro or pro, but it was professional game. And he had a unique position. He drove the Zamboni for the um, practice ice to keep the practice ice nice, and he cleaned up and stuff. After the team, kind of took care of the team a little bit. It usually got him free tickets and a meal afterwards. That was pretty much what he got paid. But he also, from time to time, during practices, would be a stand-in goalie. And on this one particular day, he's watching the game, watching the hockey match, and the first goalie goes down with injuries. And so he thinks, I'm going to walk down and just see if everything's okay and what kind of shape he's in. And so he leaves his wife in the stands and he goes down, and he's on his way down there, and his phone starts blowing up with text. The second goalie, their only other goalie, had gone down with injuries, and they were blowing his phone up saying, we need you. Can you come be our stand-in goalie? We don't have anybody else. Nobody else has ever practiced that position on the team. So he goes down, he suits up real quick. He goes out on the ice. He had never been on that. He had been a practice goalie, but he was 45 years old. He had never been on the ice in front of fans. He's in a stadium full of fans, and he gets on the ice, and they tell him, just go out and do your best. So he goes out on the ice, and the first two shots go straight to the back of the net. He misses them completely, and he's just he's just worried. And the teammates come around him and said, you know what? Just have fun. Don't worry about it. We don't care if 10 goals get past you. Well, what actually happened was he stopped the next 8 shots on goal, and they won the hockey match. And everybody was just ecstatic. He is the oldest player in the NHL to win his debut game. And so his debut game, he's the oldest one to win, and he stops 8 shots on goal. They were ecstatic. They were just beside themselves. But it made me think of something. It made me think about how, we never know what we're going to be called upon to do. We never know what God is going to ask of us and when he's going to ask it and what the circumstances are going to be. As believers, it's not our job to be to make every preparation for any possibility in life. It's just be ready. Just be ready to go out and do our best if God calls us. The Bible says in 1 Peter 1:13, therefore, preparing your mind for action. Get ready to just say, I'm ready to serve. God, if you call me, I'm ready to serve. I know a lady who went to Africa with the Audubon Society to plant trees. And while there, she saw all these orphans that after 8th grade were kicked out of the orphanage and had no place to go, no high school to go to. She's a teacher. She calls back. She had just sold her house because she was moving. She called back and told her family, send her the money from her house. She's staying in Africa and going to start a high school. And believe it or not, she did, and she's been very successful at it and just did a wonderful job. Her name is Marilyn. But she's just an incredible lady who said, you know what, God, you're showing me that I need to be prepared for action, and here's an opportunity, and I'm going to go. It says, prepare your minds for action, and being sober-minded, set your hope fully on the grace that will be brought to you in the revelation of Jesus Christ. Let me ask you something this morning. Are you ready to answer God's call? If he calls you, if he says, I have a job over here that needs done, and you're the only one available. Now, that doesn't mean you can't do it. Doesn't mean you're not equipped, but you're the one that's there. You're the one that's in the right place at that time. Are you willing to say, okay, God, maybe you're being called to be a Sunday school teacher. Nobody else will take the job. You say, well, Sunday schools aren't meeting right now. You know what I'm talking about. whether it's working with children or whether it's helping out somehow at the hospital or whatever it might be. Maybe you're the only one that's nearby to a person who has just come home from the hospital and isn't capable of feeding themselves, and they don't have much family around, and you're there. You may not like them very much, but you're the one that's there, and God lays that burden on your heart. You need to take some food to that family. Whatever it is, are you ready to answer the call of God if He calls you? I hope so. I hope we all are. I hope I am. That's my goal. Well, I've got a whole lot to do today. I'm sure you do too. But I just wanted to drop that thought on you. I hope it gives you a challenge today. And I hope that you can talk to the Lord about it and say, Lord, help me to be ready to answer the call that you put in my life. And I will see you, Lord willing, tomorrow. My wife is going to be traveling today. Keep her in your prayers. She's traveling out to spend the week with our daughter. And I am not able to go. Got too many things going on that I can't get away from. But she's going to be traveling out there. And so keep her in your prayers. And I've been talking to you about Tracy. She's doing a little better. But keep praying for her, and we'll just kind of pray her through this, okay? All right. You have a great day. Lord willing, I'll talk to you tomorrow. God bless.